Hey everybody, welcome to Saturday afternoon. I've been waiting for the wind to drop all day and it's not, and so I apologise for the wind noise, but that's it. This camera doesn't have a wind muffler or a microphone, so down the line maybe I'll fix that. Just gonna actually use the Apocabox and we'll see what happens. I haven't preset this. This is the frog gig. As you can see, it goes easily on pretty much any normal wooden garden tool, and there is an attachment there to put a screw on. I definitely use that because it's loose, but in terms of its efficiency it's pretty good. Not altogether sure it's much use to me. All our frogs are dead and we just have toads, which are reliably informed you can't eat. This is the filleting knife, a bit heavy, and I'm not really a fan of folding knives, but it actually is nice and sharp. I'm pretty sure it would fillet most fish that I could be capable of catching. So, not a bad tool. Pocket guide, quite enjoyed this. Some of them are not suitable for me, for example quick repair aid, because I don't have a bone near me. And some of them are, which is always kind of fun. Stinging nettle tea I've had before, and my girlfriend actually made stinging nettle pesto recently, which was really good. So what we're currently doing is scooping out areas around our town where they have stinging nettles so we can harvest them without destroying them. It's an invasive pest here, but it's not growing that well. In England, where I grew up, it's everywhere, and it stings. This is a bit of a showing and doing thing. This actually grows wild in our garden because we planted it. It's mint. How do you recognise mint? Look at the leaves, smell it, and look at the stem, which you're probably not going to see. When you feel the stem, any mint variety, it's almost always a square. So if it's square, it tastes of mint, and you squish it up, and it really smells of mint, it probably is mint. Which is mint. Very tasty. So we harvest a few of these, not like this, but just by pulling off the leaves, crushing them a bit like this, throwing them into a kettle or a pot or in boiling water and drinking it. Nice tea. We have it pretty much every day. Very good. The minnow trap. What I did last night was I decided that I should actually use it, so I did. And what I did was I baited the trap with some grapes. There's actually a bait thing in here that seals up, so your bait can be used for quite a while. And I put it in the garden, and I did in fact catch one of the garden fairies. Seems fairly good. I'm not sure how long it would last. A couple of things I was thinking about with this was it would have been nice to have some weight on the back and bottom of it so it doesn't float around too bad. I mean, it's going to sink, but I'd like the food to actually be at that on the ground or in the water. So what I would do is I would attach a couple of weights to the four corners. But as you can see, it actually is quite taut, and so far appears to be reasonably sturdy. So yeah, definite bonus. Quite enjoyed this. Alright. A plastic tube and a plastic nut and some instructions. But, so I thought in fairness I'd use an Apocabox tarp. A little bit disappointed in the Apocabox tarp. When I tried to make the first hole to put the screw in, teared. Tried again, being careful, teared. So I have actually finally managed to put it in. The way I did it was I put the knife on the top of the tarp and my finger underneath and went like that, really slightly, and then manually pushed it through. So if you actually are going to use the tarp for this rainwater collection system, use a better tarp than this. You need a thicker one. Obviously I wouldn't put it here either, but anyway, so I have the shower. And let's see if it works. also need to position the tap so the hole's where it needs to be. This one isn't. This is the tube. Let's see how it drains. The answer is slowly, very slowly. I think better positioned to catch the water, it's going to trickle out. It's a useful tool. What I'm going to look for is similar type bolts that are bigger and a bigger tubing, exit tubing, because ain't got no time for that. Now the other thing that I got, which I was very happy with because I've been thinking about them, is 3 dry bags. It's not a type of dry bag I'd buy. It's not sealed across the whole thing, but it should work. Now the way I test dry bags, because if you're going to use it, it's going to get wet. So you fill it full of water, and then you seal it. And a true dry bag, as opposed to a water resistant bag, can drip. How confident I am in this? No. So I'm not going to do this. Squeezing. Okay, squeezing you are getting side, which I'm not surprised. Not squeezing. Do you see that? But when I'm not squeezing, it drips because of the push down effect. Just left to its own, it's 98% waterproof. Ooh, worse on that side. So no, this is not a waterproof bag. What it is a dry bag to keep your essentials dry. If you want to go swimming with your backpack, expect some damage. I think a cheap Ziploc bag inside this would fix the issue. And what I did like is that it is thick. So it's going to take a lot of effort. And the Velcro seems pretty glued on. I'm not really sure it'll stay on repeated use, but it's working well. And there is a little attachment thing, which is kind of essential for any dry bag. You don't want it floating down the river. There is multiple choices, so this could be a mat case if you don't have one. I do have mat cases, because if you use a mat, it rains. And this one's pretty reasonable for a camera. Anyway, that's all from me. I hope the wind noise wasn't awful. Goodbye and au revoir.